Ellen, we thank you. Back to you in just a little bit down in Philadelphia. It is People's United Bank Postgame Live right here on SNY. Connecticut really strong in the first quarter, really strong in that fourth quarter. They get those two middle quarters going. But I think we saw a step forward here for UConn today.
I definitely saw a step forward, especially with their energy and the way they came out with a presence about themselves. Now it's about consistency, right? That's the key to the entire season. You saw a lot of ups and downs. Hopefully, as the season goes on, you see more ups, because we saw the third quarter, but overall, I like the energy and the enthusiasm in which they started this game, and a lot of movement offensively. So.
UConn put 5 in double figures in this game, led by the sophomore Kristen Williams. And I think on a couple of occasions, we saw her just take the ball to the bucket in really strong fashion. She has the ability to score in a variety of ways, and I think it's one of the things that makes her so impressive, and I think it was really on display at Temple today.
When you don't play defense in high school and all you do is play offense, then you're bound to be a pretty good offensive player. According to her, she didn't play defense. Yes, I mean, I like the spin move. I like the defense leading to offense. You're just seeing like kind of confidence exuding from her. She's getting it now. She's getting it. And being on a basketball court isn't about always scoring. It's about doing other things, setting teammates up, spacing. Everything she's doing is setting herself up to, yes, eventually score. But I like the way her offense is leading to defense. I like her handle. She's attracting attention, then dishing the basketball. So everything about her just yells, I get it now, confidence.
And I do agree with you. What we heard at halftime from her, the fact that she said in high school, well, I didn't really play defense in high school, but I've got to play it here at UConn. And she has gotten better along those lines. Listen, she can score the basketball. We know that. We saw that on display today. You know, they lost such firepower in losing the 2 key players they lost from a year ago, Katie Lou Samuelson and Nafisa Collier. She is somebody, Kristen Williams, who can be an offensive juggernaut. I mean, when you look at offensive production from her, is there a limit, you believe, to what she can provide?
No. I mean, last year, I mean, think about it. They had Lou and Nafisa Collier, right? So it was like, hey, guys, do your thing. I'm back here if you need me to score a few points. Well, now that's you moved up. You're in the front lines now. Do whatever you want. So there's no limit, because she's capable of, she's ready also to run the ship when Crystal Dangerfield is out, because that's always been a big question mark for Gino. Like, who's going to then run the ship when Crystal's out? And she said she's ready to handle that. So she's able to not only be a shooter on the wing, but she's pretty confident that she can handle that point guard position if need be.
She's versatile, and that versatility in today's game, we spoke about this at halftime, and we talk about that phrase, positionless basketball. She does fit right into that equation. Olivia Nelson-Adota, her 3rd consecutive double-double to begin the season, also had 5 blocks in the game today. We heard Gino tell Maria right there, if she can knock down that 15-footer, that elbow jumper, that will really open up the floor for her. But I think what we're seeing from Adota at this point has been a major step forward from what we saw a season ago.
Major step forward, and we use that word all the time, confidence. You can see she's grown and developed, not only physically, but mentally and with confidence. I like the way she's taking it to the hoop hard. Sometimes she fades away a little, still working on that strength, but when she goes hard to the basket and fights for position, a lot of what you do as a post player is doing your work before you get the basketball. And I'm seeing her do that work before she gets the basketball, getting the position. So she's doing the hard part, Gare. Then she just needs to finish with that little touch, but she's learned how to use her body and get in the right spots to be put in being a post player, making that move. But like you said, she's added that little jumper from the free throw line, and that's just going to help open up a lot of things on the court.
And not just for her, right? But for everybody, it opens up the floor for the entire UConn offense. And I love the low block positioning she's getting. She's still, you know, tall and not huge from a physical standpoint, but she has gotten stronger, especially down below, right? You have a strong lower core that allows you to post up a little bit more efficiently?
Yeah, and when you're that tall, you have to make yourself bigger and wider. So she has to kind of get a lower stance, and so she can use the bottom half of her instead of just making herself skinny and tall. But if you watch, I watch because I'm a post player, what she does before she gets the ball, a lot of positioning, a lot of movement, keeping people on her back, little things that I didn't see last year that she's doing this year early on in the season. only going to get better.
I was going to say you are, and were a big girl.
Yeah.
That hasn't changed, right?
I am still the big girl, so I watch the big girls in the post.
Let's get checked right now. Your game stats presented by Town Fair Tire. UConn shooting it at 49% over the course of the game. First quarter, they shot 71%, and then in the fourth quarter, they shot 71%. So those were their real quarters of doing serious damage. They shot it at 36% from downtown. They won the battle of the boards. And look at the domination in the paint. 36-16 is where they own the paint over Temple. As we head back down Lacroix Center right now, let's welcome back in Alan and Meg. And guys, let's focus in here for a moment on one of the freshmen, Aubrey Griffin. Kara and I were talking about the fact that she's very bouncy. She's got a great sprint, right? She gets off the ground very quickly, and she looked more aggressive today. What did you see from Aubrey?
I thought brought a great effort to the ball game. Her energy really impacted when she was in. Agree or disagree, but I think she's still a little lost sometimes where she's supposed to be when, but the energy showed in the numbers.
She makes, she changes the game when she comes in, and the explosiveness, which I think we could also refer to as bouncy. I mean, what she gives them defensively, she rebounds the basketball, she gets out on the break, but I love what she does on the offensive end. She can make things happen, offensive rebound, put back up, get fouled. That's how she's going to score a lot of her points this year.
It's good to be back. I'm excited. Another season. Let me ask you about Anna Makarat. She has struggled shooting the basketball, but we know she can shoot the basketball. She struggled early on, but she's passing the ball so well. What adjustments do you think she's had to make that are kind of holding her back a little? And where do you see her future in this system at UConn?
Well, I mean, I just think, it's a lot. Kara, you know how hard it is to come into this program, take everything that they're throwing at you, and keep making those shots in front of, people and television. She's a freshman. Yeah, she's a little bit older because she's from Poland. Yeah, she is a little bit more mature, but she's still a freshman. I think the shots are going to drop. What she has is a knack for the game, and she sees plays developing. I mean, she had 7 assists today. And Gino, I almost want to say, listen, and I know he knows this. Don't worry about the shots. They're going to fall. You got to keep taking them, but just stay in the flow of the offense. Pass, cut. Remember in that first quarter, she didn't cut, and then she did, and good things happened. So just keep moving. Almost do everything other than think about shooting, and the shooting will get better.
And I think the one thing for sure about Makarat was this. Game 1 to Game 2, big improvement. I thought another big step forward today. Gino with the quip of the day, for America. Well, she actually got 1 to go today. And when they start falling, they're going to fall. From what we've seen from her, they're going to fall in big numbers.
I like that line, for America. But as you said there, Alan, she finally is knocked down a bucket. Thank you, guys. Great to see you. We'll see you back, I think about another month from now. Great to be back with you guys. Alan Bestwick, Meg Colmo on the call with us from down in Philadelphia. Crystal Dangerfield, one of 4 UConn players in double figures, and sort of a quiet 14 points for Dangerfield.
She came out strong, though. She set the pace, knocking down the 3 ball. So early in this game, you thought, wow, Crystal's just going to take control of this game. She came out early, really made a splash, and then kind of got a little quiet as things went on. But that's the thing about this team, figuring things out. If someone comes out strong and then she's kind of slowed down, who's going to then pick up the slack for that? This is a by-committee team, so it's not going to be, hey, Crystal's going to shoot 3s all night because she got going that way. Nope. A lot of highs, a lot of lows, and a lot of people have to figure things out. There's no standing around watching anyone this year. It's how can we all put our hands in together and help. But she got it going. She got the pace and the tempo started.
We spoke on our pregame show about building that team chemistry. They had 21 assists on their 31 made baskets en route to the victory. 83-54 UConn going to 3-0 on the season. They knock off Temple to get the win down in Philadelphia today. So Kara and I just getting going here on the People's United Bank postgame show. When we come back, we'll hear from Olivia Nelson-Adota and from the Hall of Famer Gino Auriemma. I understand he's got to get to the Eagles game. That starts
Excuse me, Patriots game.
Patriots in the Eagles. So he'll be out at the microphone shortly. We're coming back in a moment. Scary Apple back alongside Kara Walters. UConn now 121-0 all-time against American Conference teams. That's regular season and the conference tournament. Olivia Nelson-Adota, one of 4 UConn players in double figures. Just a few moments ago, she visited with Maria Marino.
Olivia, you did a little bit of everything. What were you most happy with?
I'm just happy that we were able to come out and play more of our UConn style basketball, this game, and we were able to show that.
Although you are filling up the stat sheet, I'm sure there are still things that you want to work on. What would you say those things are?
Definitely finishing around the basket better, and definitely working on just timing like block shots and things like that. Definitely more rebounds, but overall, like what you said, there's more to improve on, so I just got to keep working at that.
How about the team as a whole and what they were able to do on both ends?
Yeah, I think we were able to pass the ball pretty well today. I think we were finding the open person and creating the extra pass, and so I think that worked out really well.
I know you guys are happy about this one, but moving forward, what do you think the focus is going to be?
Just continue to move the ball around well, focus on our offense and what we need to do to create things and get people open.
Okay, thanks, Olivia.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, guys, we thank you both. UConn has now won 14 straight over Temple. Here's how it unfolded down in Philadelphia. Picking up first quarter on a Macarat to Crystal Dangerfield. And there's that pretty good court vision we see from the freshman.
She passes the ball so well, and Crystal knocks it down.
Later in the first quarter, UConn up by 11. Macarat to Olivia Nelson, Adota, and UConn had the lead by 13. Second quarter action, Huskies up by 13. Kristen Williams, and she is just strong. And here we go, defense leading to offense.
Defense leads to that offense. She anticipates well, deflects, and goes the length of the court for the drive.
Watch it again as she reads the errant pass, gets into the passing lane, and then goes to the right hand. She's a lefty, went to the right hand, and she finishes strong. Later in that second quarter, Nelson Adota working low on the block and then fading away. Boy, that's a great touch right there.
It is a great touch, and I liked her patience. She read where the defense was, rolled off her other shoulder, right to the basket.
And there's Crystal Dangerfield in the lead. A little bit slow to get up, but UConn had the lead, 46-30 at the half. In the third quarter, good passing continues. And again, that unselfishness by the Huskies.
And then the penetration, Anna Macarat sees that. She draws the defenders and kicks it out to Kristen.
Kristen Williams knocks it down. UConn by 17. Macarat, her first field goal in a UConn uniform after that nice feed right there. We see that one more time. But here she is putting it on the deck, and the ability for her to get all the way to the basket right here.
Yes, and she comes off that screen, and I think it was a sigh of relief, even though it wasn't a three-pointer, just to get that shot down.
On to the fourth quarter now. Huskies comfortably in front by 15. Williams spinning in the lane and then finishing off the window. She had 19 points for UConn, and then UConn up by 20 off the inbounds. Dangerfield with the steal.
I mean, talk of just another acceleration. She just goes hard to the basket. Again, heads-up play by Crystal Dangerfield, and they walk away with this one, 83-54.
She had 14 points. Again, 4 UConn players in double figures in this game. Do want to go back for a moment to Olivia Nelson Adota. So that's 3 consecutive double-doubles to begin this season. She was one of the great question marks after a freshman season that was up and down, and I think at times she did not look like she played with great confidence. What's the number one thing at the moment that is stuck out to you about what we've seen from her, not just today, but through these opening 3 games?
Well, I think you saw it at the end of last season in the tournament kind of continue through. Now, it's the confidence. She played USA basketball over the summer, and I think that really helped build her physically, mentally. But now you're seeing her be more of an offensive threat, and she's added the passing part of her game. But in the post, she's really kind of making moves, being patient. The one thing he has said is Nafisa Collier shot 60-something% from the basket, and you only shot 39, you know. So getting that touch around the basket, but the thing I like about her, she's not being deterred when she misses shots, you know. Back in the day, she'd miss and be afraid and just stop. Now she's going after it. She misses, she follows it up. She's not afraid to go back the next time and take that shot. Now she's extended her range. She's shooting that little jumper. We saw the bank shot jumper. We saw from the free throw. So she's doing a lot of different things that have added great offense to her game. We know defensively she's a good help side defender. He wants her to get better one-on-one defensively, but overall offensively, I like that she's created opportunities for herself.
And you spoke about it on the pregame show, her ability to pass from the high post. Yeah. That is another thing she does extremely well, and that opens up the floor for everybody involved.
Well, yeah, but if you notice, they're doing a lot of backdoor cuts and a lot of screening this year. So kind of dragging her up to the front, getting that pass. Now she has opportunities. Look at the wings she's got, right? She has people cutting left and right. So if she can be a good passing post player, that actually opens you up to be a good scorer as well. So we're seeing different parts of her game, and her basketball IQ really improve. So it's only the beginning of the season, and you've said it, Gary, from early on that she's going to be a big part of the success of this team. She has to play at a certain level for this team to win.
Well, I think we're saying here, again, it's 3 games in. The sky is not falling on this UConn team, ranked 4th in the nation and finding their way here. A lot of young players, so more to come here as Kara and I continue from New York City. UConn getting the win over Temple, 83-54. We'll hear from the Hall of Famer Gino Auriemma when we come back in just a moment. Gary Apple back alongside Carol Walters. Drive of the game presented by Subaru. Here's Kristen Williams making the steal and then gliding in. So strong, playing through a little bit of contact. Didn't get the call, but we watch it one more time as she goes to the right hand. It is the drive of the game. It is presented by Subaru. Right now, the Hall of Fame head coach Gino Auriemma addressing the media down in Philadelphia. Let's hear from Gino right now.
It's interesting. When I was talking to Tanya before the game, she made a comment. Hey, your guys have all gotten better. I didn't think you'd even be this good this early in the season, blah, blah, blah. So it goes to show you, like, where I'm standing and where we're looking at them from and where everybody else is looking at them from. You see 2 completely different things. And today, we were able to play through some of the lulls that we had. I know the first quarter was great, the second quarter not so great. The third quarter not so great, the fourth quarter we were really good. You know? So we've had stretches. We had stretches today where we were better than at any time in the other 2 games that we played. So we have better, you know, it's all about better ball movement, better people movement. And Aubrey did give us a tremendous shot of energy. She's just a little bit different than everybody else on our team. And she was really instrumental in what happened today. You know, as was Liv and Kristen and Meg and, you know, Crystal. I mean, the guys that were supposed to play great played really, really well.
Gino, do you think, I mean, it's a work in progress for you guys. Going into the season, you knew you were going to have to change things up a little bit and get some people some confidence and such. Are they trending in the right direction for what you want them to be at this point?
Yeah, I mean, when we were watching film, there were a couple clips of our team from last year playing Temple. And it's like watching prehistoric basketball and modern day basketball. We can't expect it to look like or be like it was last season. It's just not going to happen. It's going to look different. How much different? I don't know. But there's nobody shooting the ball like Lou shot it or 6'3" that is a mismatch for every team that we play. There's nobody running the floor in the country probably like the way FISA did. You know, scoring in the lane, offensive rebounding, you know, playing defense, all this stuff. We just don't have those 2 things on our team. So we've got to figure out a different way to do it. How do we get to the same place, but in a different way? And that's what's going to be. So I'm probably going to be answering questions all year long about, hey, you know, this really looks different. Right. It really looks different. And it's not going to look anything at all like it looked last year. Not even remotely close. But bless you, I can't change it. So it is what it is. We just have to be good enough every night we play. That's it.
You like what Olivia's brought you, you know, both ends of the floor?
Yeah, you know, when I saw, somebody asked me earlier, said, you know, how's Olivia doing? I said, well, if you look at the stat sheet, she's been amazing. But if you look at the other stuff that I'm looking at, not so great. And then you watch today, and today she was damn good, you know? She has 14 offensive rebounds in our last 2 games. That's 14 possessions that we didn't have that we got. And, you know, she altered a lot of shots, blocked a bunch of shots, you know, made a couple shots from the perimeter. Today, she looked more like the player I wanted her to look like. There was more of a concerted effort on her part to be more active, you know. And, you know, we changed a couple things up for her on the offensive end to give her, you know, less to do. And she ended up doing more.
The team was doing to allow them to get off on the run they did at the beginning of the fourth quarter.
To let who get off on a run?
The Connecticut team.
Oh, our guys? You know, one of the things that we've been struggling with has been getting out in transition and scoring early in the possession. And today, I thought we did a much better job of pushing it and not allowing Temple to set their defense as much. So that and the combination of we were moving, and when we move, we create problems for other teams and leaves people wide open. That's something that didn't exist the first two games, and it didn't exist really in the third quarter. But in the fourth quarter, we got our energy back, and that's why it looked the way it looked.
We talked a lot about the difference between shooting well and playing well. So where is Anna? I mean, I'm just thinking like the shots she's not making. They seem like good shots. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but you know, did have 7 assists and a few rebounds. And
she had 7 assists, 5 last game and 5 the game before that, which is really good. Because you know how some people are like 0 for the game and 0 for the week? She's 0 for America. She hasn't made her shot since she's been in this country. They should stop saying Poland. The people in Poland are getting pissed. Because she's a good player. She just can't make any shots.
Are you happy with the way she's playing?
I keep playing her, don't I? How many minutes she play? She played 24 minutes today. So I keep putting her out there. One of these days, one of them's got to go in. It's got to go in, right? You can't miss them all. She made a layup. There you go. There you go. She made a layup. You know? She can call home tonight. I came 6,000 miles. But guess what? I made a layup. It's a great country or what?
Well, that's Gino. That's vintage Gino right there.
I can't deal with it.
Listen, here's what we know, because we were commenting even before the season began, seeing Anna Macarat in practice. She can shoot the basketball.
She can.
She's self-admittedly been very nervous in making this transition to UConn. What you can see from her is she understands how to play the game, and that's the #1 thing.
Yeah.
She can put it on the deck.
Yeah.
She can get into seams. She can get into the lane, deliver. 7 assists today, 5 in the last game. Those shots are going to fall. It's just a matter of time.
I'd rather have that as a player than having to go the other way around and teach them how to do all those other things. You know, you can work on a shot real easy, but you can't always work on basketball IQ. She has a sense and a feel. She played in the professional game in Poland, so she has a feel for the game. She drives to the basket. She's a great dish to Olivia Nelson-Adota, so she's aware. Her court awareness as well. Her basketball IQ is high. She's unselfish. So she has the baseline to be a really good breakout player, and I think you'll see it. The shots just aren't dropping. She said, I'm more nervous than I thought I would be. I've never played in front of 10,000 people before. That's a lot for a kid, you know, adjusting to America and to school. And so she has a lot more adjustments than the average freshman coming in has to do. So I think she's doing a great job, and I think you'll see, and you know it too, a lot from her. She's just, the shots will fall, people. They'll fall.
I agree. I think she's going to be a key player for this team. Gino also talked about perception, right? That they look from outside as opposed to inside, and there is this perception that, well, this isn't, you know, a vintage UConn team, and Gino said it's going to look different this year, but I personally think that's okay. I know that they didn't win the national championship last year, right?
Right.
There's a little bit of a I think this team's going to be fine as we move forward here.
Yeah, don't you want it different? If you didn't win the national championship, you want to do something different. difference. So it doesn't always look the same, but there's different ways to get
Well,
things done.
35-3 last year wasn't bad.
Right,
35-3.
all right, yeah.
It's such a bar they've set.
I
Okay,
know.
we've got more to come on our post-game show. When we come back, I want to take a look ahead. What's next for the Huskies? They get the win today, 83-54 over Temple. They're 3-0 on the season. Spinning, finishing at the rim. We're back in a moment. Right now, we're going to look at UConn's upcoming schedule, presented by People's United Bank. The Huskies going to head to Hartford, take on Virginia on Tuesday, and then it's 3 straight on the road against Ohio State, Dayton, and Seton Hall before taking on Notre Dame in the Jimmy V Classic. That's coming up on December the 8th. So that's going to wrap up our coverage of UConn women's basketball on this day. Again, they get the win 83-54 over Temple. They're 3-0 on the season. Always great to be with you, Kara.
You too.
All right. For Kara Walters, I'm Gary Apple. So long from New York City.